As long as you live in this house, unfortunate things will inevitably happen. Although many houses have beautiful appearance and good layout, they have become haunted houses that no one dares to take over because of the name of curse. Although he is famous, no one dares to challenge his life. What kind of tragedy could happen in such a cursed house tonight? Let us talk about a famous haunted house in Hollywood, the Paul Bern house. After reading this, you will definitely be amazed at how terrible the misfortune of the house owners is. The so-called Paul Bern house is located in Los Angeles, California. It is a two-story Bavarian-style building with a unique and beautiful swimming pool. The house itself has a gorgeous appearance and the location gives people enough privacy. It is not difficult to imagine how successful Hollywood people want to live in such a house and enjoy their wealth and life. Why is it called Paul Bern House? This house does not have an official name, so it is named after the early owner Paul Bern. Some people also call it Jean Harlow's house because the famous star Jean Harlow is Paul Bern's wife and the daughter of the house owner. As you can probably guess, the house's reputation as haunted is inseparable from the tragedy of Paul Bern and Jean Harlow. Who is Paul Bern? Don't worry, it's normal if you haven't heard of him since he was active a century ago. Paul Bern was a well-known Hollywood film director, screenwriter, and producer from the 1920s to the 1930s. He was a Jew born in Germany. He later immigrated to the United States with his family and settled in New York. It is said that Bern's mother drowned herself to prevent her son from getting married. Her drastic actions may have affected her son's future outcome. Bern pursued a stage career in his early years. When movies became popular in the 1920s, he moved to Hollywood to seek opportunities. As a result, he soon became famous and had a successful film production career. Once you get money, power, and fame, beauty is never far away, let alone in early Hollywood, which was full of blonde beauties. Bern met Jean Harlow in 1930. At that time, she was as popular as Marilyn Monroe is a symbol of blonde and sexy beauty. The combination of a big producer and a big star can be said to be an enviable combination of talent and beauty. Bern later married Harlow, and his wedding gift to his wife was this luxurious Paul Bern house. However, this fairy tale romance did not have a Hollywood-style romantic comedy ending. Part of the reason is due to another forgotten story of Paul Bern on the East Coast of the United States. Bern spent his early life in New York. He also had a lover in New York named Dorothy Millett. The two had known each other for more than 20 years. Although she had no name or status, she could be regarded as Bern's de facto wife. However, as Bern went to Hollywood to pursue his career, Dorothy stayed alone on the East Coast and fell into the pain of mental illness. Although Bern developed relationships with other actresses in Hollywood, he did not forget Dorothy and continued to support her financially. The relationship between the two seemed to be disconnected. Bern married Jean Harlow in 1932, which was a great event for a while. However, this marriage was full of crises from the beginning. On the one hand, the relationship between Bern and Harlow was full of conflicts, and Bern was stealing his secretary. On the other hand, the relationship between Bern and Dorothy was not completely over. All kinds of relationships that were constantly being sorted out and messed up finally became the last straw for Bern. Bern and Harlow were married for only 2 months. On September 5, 1932, Bern's body, shot in the head, was found in the Paul Bern house he gave to his new wife. He was only 42 years old when he died. There is a handwritten note next to Bern, which says, "Dearest honey, unfortunately, this is the only way I can make amends for the wrongs I have done to you and save myself from the shame of being so despicable. I love you. Paul. You know everything last night was just a comedy. Because of this note, the homicide investigation at that time ended with suicide. However, there are many mysteries surrounding Bern's death. It is said that his abandoned wife Dorothy came to the Paul Bern house to look for him the night before his death for unknown reasons. Dorothy died in the Sacramento River 2 days after Bern's death, also a suspected suicide. Harlow faced the investigation and said she knew nothing and would not comment on Bern's death. 5 years later, Harlow died of kidney disease at the age of 26. All those who had anything to do with Paul Bern house either died violently or died before their end. Leaving behind a murderous shadow and a strange mystery, the Paul Bern house was cursed and began to have a reputation as a haunted house. Paul, who is suspected of committing suicide or was probably killed by suicide, is certainly one of the ghosts, but Harlow, a beautiful girl with a miserable life, also lingers on the human world, clinging to the wedding gift her husband gave her, and appearing to scare people from time to time. In addition, 2 people were said to have drowned in the swimming pool. This house is so unlucky, who would dare to live in it? However, there is someone who does not believe in evil and not only wants to live in this haunted house, but also takes his girlfriend home to encounter ghosts. Who is this brave man? He is a well-known hairstylist in Hollywood. After making money, he bought the Paul Bern house. He mostly dismissed the rumors that the house was haunted and did not believe that he and his girlfriend would be cursed. However, whether they believe in evil or not, the mysterious power in the house is still ready to move. One night in 1966, my girlfriend was trying to fall asleep in the master bedroom, but couldn't fall asleep. She sensed a strange presence, and because she felt very concerned, she couldn't help but get up and turn on the light to check. As a result, she saw a strange short man running into the bedroom, looking for something unknown. Sharon. Startled by the man, Dee put on her robe and rushed out of the master bedroom, only to see another object at the bottom of the stairs. It was the ghost form of a certain person. His throat had been slit, and his appearance was extremely terrifying. What happened in this house? Where do these ghosts come from? They know that the short man may be Paul Bern, the former owner of the house who committed suicide, and the ghost at the bottom of the stairs is unknown. Perhaps it is Harlow's terrifying appearance to warn the Hollywood young man. They may have wanted to warn her that a terrible death fate was about to come to her and her boyfriend. Unfortunately, they were unable to receive the message from their predecessors, and they all died at the hands of hippies who believed in the doomsday cult. Everyone who had anything to do with Paul Bern's house met a violent end. Is there a problem with the house itself, or is it the person who moved into the house? Sometimes we just can't put our finger on it. Blame the house. This makes us feel more comfortable, because it is always hard to accept the misfortunes that happen to ordinary good people. We need someone to blame, to explain the sudden horror. Maybe believing this will make us feel that the world is running more normally.